What's up you guys, it's Vincanity, and today we're gonna be learning our very first power move combo, which is the flare to the windmill. At this point on this channel, we've learned a lot of different basic power moves, and this is gonna be our first time actually transitioning from one to the other. Now, in order to do this, you have to have at least one flare, meaning you don't just swing to the front, but you could also get to the back. Right? You don't have to be able to do a bunch of flares, but at least one solid flare from beginning all the way to the back. The second thing you need is a decent windmill, meaning you could start from standing and drop down into your windmill. If you can't do this, you are gonna struggle getting into this move and you might even hurt yourself. So you need to be able to do that windmill from standing, because that is gonna give you the control to go from the flare into the windmill. All right, you guys, so as always, when we're learning how to do some type of move, I like to walk through the process of it so you kind of get the skeleton of the move, so you kind of get the idea of the motion, right? So we're gonna basically just fake a flare into a windmill right now. So starting off, we're gonna go from a flare, we're gonna kick the flare. We kick the flare all the way around to the front. We start kicking our leg up. This leg is up. At this point in a normal flare, you would reach your hand down to the ground to catch the back of the flare. But as your body is moving to the back, your arm is actually transitioning you into a windmill. This arm scoops down. You go all the way to the floor, and boom, you've just completed your first flare to windmill. And in my opinion, this is actually one of the easiest power move combinations. If we were to do the opposite, windmill to flare, I think that one is a lot harder. But flare to windmill is, I think, one of the easier power move combinations, and it looks really cool. Okay, let's try it again. Ready? We step back, boom. We put our hand down, we kick our flare. We're going to the front. We then switch to here, and at this point, again, your hips are going to the back, and instead of putting this hand down, you are gonna scoop it down, boom, to here. So now that we have the basic skeleton of this move down, let's work on training it. And what we wanna do is be able to train our flare to get it high enough in the back so that we can drop down. If you don't get high enough, you will probably end up landing on your shoulder and hurting yourself, and we don't want to do that. So we're gonna do this 5 times. I'm gonna step back, I'm gonna kick my flare, and just get all the way to the back. Okay, let's try it. All right, just to there. You don't have to go any further than that. One more time. And tie your shoes. And you basically want to get your flare all the way to here every single time comfortably. If you can't do that, again, you might not be able to have the control to get your hips high enough so that you could drop into the windmill. All right, so now we have to move on to the windmill portion. And the windmill portion, we basically want to practice going from standing to a windmill smoothly. Because if you can't do it from standing to a windmill smoothly, going from a flare, it might be a little rough, okay? So let's try it. From standing, we step back, we go here, we start to drop down all the way to here. And the one thing that makes this look a lot better is if you ride that swing. A lot of people, they start and they just try to drop really fast. We want to ride it a little bit longer because we want it to be smooth, okay? So let's try it. Riding our hand. Boom. All right, nothing too crazy, just riding it to our back. One more time. All right, all the way to our back. All right, you guys, so now that we've laid down some of these basics, we can now actually transition from our flare into our windmill. And I want us to go back to that skeleton one more time, okay? We step back, we kick our flare, we swing to the front, we start to go to the back, our hand is reaching over, and at this point, this is where before we landed like this, right? But instead of landing on your feet, we're gonna skip our feet and we're gonna ride this into our windmill. We're basically gonna do that same thing, but from our flare. So we're riding this, our arm is gonna reach down here, and this is really important for your safety because this is what's gonna control you to your back. If you hesitate, you're basically not gonna make it, all right? So we have to use our arm and control our way all the way to our back into our beautiful windmill. Let's try our first one, okay? Here we go. And if you notice, I allow myself to kind of get up a little bit high for my flare until I drop it. I kind of ride that wave all the way to my back. Let's try it again. All right, you guys, there we have it. Our flare to our windmill. And I know right now it might seem slightly impossible, but the thing is you have to really get down that one single flare all the way around, and you also have to have a nice smooth windmill. I would recommend practicing this on a padded surface if you feel a little bit hesitant, but you definitely want to make sure you use that arm and shoulder to control your way all the way to your back, because if you land on your shoulder, that is going to be a tragedy. So again, make sure you guys start practicing the basics and then move into the move and start training it. Don't just do it once, don't just do it twice, do it a bunch of times. Train it with your friends back and forth. And really build up the strength to get to your back with ease. If you guys want to see more tutorials like this, power move transitions, power move combinations, make sure you guys press like and leave me a comment about what combo you'd like to see next. Just wanted to say a big thank you to Arnicare by Boron for sponsoring this video. I use this stuff pretty much every morning and every night to help relieve some of my neck, shoulder, and back pains. If you guys are interested in learning more about these products, you guys can click the link below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.